This is something that absolutely everyone has struggled with at some point in their life, and majority of people are stuck in this place right now. So I want to break down what is going on with the illusion of the self and how this is keeping you stuck in a pattern, in a mindset, in an energy that you do not like and you do not want to be in. Welcome back to another video. My name is Kara Michelle. I'm here to help you live your truth. And today's video is all about the illusion of the self. And this is so incredibly powerful because what you believe of yourself is everything. And it means everything for you in your life. And majority of people, though, have very limited perceptions of themselves, and they are stuck in this illusion that the ego mind likes to keep them in without realizing it, and they're stuck in this really limited place. So this is who you think you are. I'm not going to draw people because we all know how that's going to turn out. So this is who you think you are. This is the ego mind. It's very limited, very small. It sees everything very much in a black and white kind of way of living. And if we look at this on bigger pictures, it's very much just about what we can understand. You know, science, math, all these different things we learn in school is very much about the things that we believe we have facts on, and like this means it's true. It's very limited perception. If it's not in a book, I mean, look at the mentality a lot of people have around university, and that degrees are the only way. And like book smarts isn't everything. Being able to like go to university and get a degree doesn't mean you're the most intelligent person in the world. There's no limit to what's possible for you. But a lot of people's perception is that this is the right way. This is the only way. This is what you have to do to succeed, right? It's very black and white thinking based on the perception and the society and the standards that we have. So the ego mind is this very limited, looking for perfect structure, looking for something that is like directly able to be comprehended and run through the brain so that it makes sense to you. Okay, but it's a very small lens. It's like you're shining a flashlight in a room and you only believe in the exact part that the light is hitting. Everything else is just, you don't believe in it because you don't see it, you don't believe it, okay? So this is the ego illusion. This is the ego that a lot of people get stuck in. And then here's like, no, my pen's running out. Here's who you actually are, okay? You're actually like everything. Who you are is massive. It's limitless. It's this huge energetic being that is so much more than our physical body and our physical mind. Now, the ego mind likes to look for structure. It likes to look for things that make sense to it and are believable, and hence why majority of people stay stuck in a very limited way of thinking, and they stay in the box because this is what we're told to do. This is what we see other people doing. So this must be what we're supposed to do. And we stay in that illusion of the self, of what's possible for us, what we're capable of, and what is right. That is the illusion that society has us under. This is why so many people are just like sheep in a herd following what they're told to do because they think that's going to be the right thing. But majority of people are also extremely unfulfilled. How many people, I forget what the stats are, but it's something like more than like 60 or 70% of Americans don't like their job. So more than half of the American population don't like their job, and they're going to it 5 days a week, 40 hours a week, maybe more, depending on what they're doing, right? But like, they're staying in this identity that they've been told is right for them, and they hate it. But this is what they think is right. This is what they think is possible or available. And we, as human beings, when we're caught in this ego mind, we are looking for that validation, that safety of what other people are doing. And so this is where it can be easier to go along with the herd of people than to step out and take your own path. And I know when I dropped out of university to go travel by myself for a year, there are a lot of people who do this. Like, it's not like it's that uncommon. I don't think like I'm one of the only people who did that. I know there's so many people who do that, but it's still not the normal. So like I remember that for my ego at the time was like a big step into the unknown, because I was going from what everyone says you should be doing and what you grow up learning is important. Like, you need to get an education, you need to go to university. If you don't get a degree, you're not going to get a job, or if you don't get a degree, you're not smart. All these beliefs and perceptions that I believed, and maybe you believe them too, that you'd been told over and over again growing up. And so now if you step out of that box, it's like, whoa, what are you doing, right? And it's like radical or different, or people think you're crazy, or they don't know what's going on, or they question, how are you going to have a future? How are you going to be safe? Because this is what is safe to the ego. This is what is safe because this is all that it knows. So it really clings on to that. And that's how a lot of us end up in this illusion of the self, because we've spent so long in this one place, this one-dimensional mindset, this belief that we have to follow the patterns. And I think what's so cool right now with the spiritual awakening that's been going on the last few years, and now with the coronavirus, with everything being tested and perspectives being kind of pushed, right? And our views of what's important. And when we step out of this place, we're getting into the place where there's like expansion. And this is the spiritual awakening. I totally lost my train of thought there. Where people are opening their eyes up to more. Instead of staying stuck in thinking this is the one way, the right way, the only way, even though they hate it and they're not happy there, people are starting to go, you know what? I want to look for something different. I want to find purpose. I want to find meaning. I want to find answers. And this was in my own journey why I was so desperately searching for spirituality, for mindset work. Like, that was why I started to travel, why I started investing in myself in different programs with mentorship, and really looking at things in a different way, because I personally knew there had to be more to life than staying in this place. And I was so miserable. I hated it so much. I felt sick and anxious and depressed. And it just was like, I don't see the point in how this could be my life. And this is what is meant for me. So I started to broaden my, I shone the flashlight a little bit wider, right? I started to look around and go, you know what? Just because this is what I'm being told doesn't mean it's the only thing that's out there for me. I want to look somewhere else. I want to follow my heart and follow my bliss. And this is why I always talk about living your truth, because you know what you are here to do, but it's the ego and it's the pressure or the perception of society that keeps you in this very limited place compared to seeing that everything is limitless and expansive, and you can look all the way around at a million different things. There's so much out there for us right now to learn, to absorb, to tune into, to reconnect to things that people used to do centuries ago, like meditation and energy work and breath work and just different practices to connect more spiritually, because they knew that we were more than this physical body. So whatever is going on in your life, it's, I think, like a great reminder is that there's something so much bigger than what you're currently seeing or what reality you're currently facing. So this is like the one-dimensional mind, and it keeps you focused in on, I am this, I am this. And this is why I hate small talk, because, you meet someone and it's like, oh, what do you do for a living? Because that's how our ego mind works. It's very one-dimensional on, oh, you're a doctor, okay. And then we compartmentalize what that must mean and create assumptions or judgments around them, right? And then it's like, oh, do you have a family? And then we compartmentalize that. That is kind of how we, for a long time as human beings, have identified people and put them into these boxes and these labels. Whereas, like, what I love about traveling and meeting new people is that you right away start talking about, like, the the deeper things, the things that actually matter. Because to me, it doesn't matter what you do for a living. What matters is like, are you passionate about it? Do you love what you do every single day? What are your biggest dreams? What, if you could do anything, what would you be doing right now? Like when you have these deeper level conversations that are out of just this little box. So I think what's so cool about what's happening right now is we are really being tested as human beings to see which way we want to think. And I think so many people are breaking out of the ego and starting to go, you know what? I want to look at things a little bit deeper. I want to look at this a little bit more and really find out what's going on here. And I want to know, I want to follow something that really lights me up, or I want to give back or make a difference, or whatever it is. We're starting to examine the world that we live in from a broader lens. And that flashlight is starting to shine further for each of us. I think there's a disconnect. There are people who are caught up in a lot of fear, and that's because the ego's being tested right now, especially with everything going on. It's natural. We all have these moments where the ego comes in and goes, like there's so much unknown, it's not safe. But this is where we're being tested, and we have the opportunity to expand and to evolve forward into multifaceted beings who are looking at all these different things, who are reconnecting, who are finding what's actually most important in life instead of just staying with what they've been told. And they're open to new ways of thinking and living. So I think we are at a beautiful crossroads. And what's so amazing is that the more you do this work on the self and identifying who it is you truly are deep down inside, the better you're going to feel. And this is where meditation, like I said, mindfulness, Reiki, all of the different tools I've learned and personally experienced, breath work, were like so powerful in helping me reconnect to who I truly am. Because I'm so much more than just this three-dimensional being who's standing here talking to her phone. And you are so much more than the three-dimensional being who's watching this and interpreting this. You're so much more than your mind and so much more than your body. So the more we open ourselves up to the broader self, the whole self, everything changes. You're just going to feel so much better, and the world will change around there with you. So it's a really cool time. I'm so excited about it. I wanted to share this just for the intent. I mean, I don't know that I really had like anything to sum up for this, but other than just the intent of awareness around which mindset are you living in right now, or where are you spending your most time, and have you been noticing this shift, and how are you showing up now to break these old illusions of the old self, to break the identity that doesn't serve you anymore. And if you want help doing that, hit the link down below for my free mindset training, because that is one of the components I talk about in that video, is breaking the chains of that old story. My old identity was very limiting. She wasn't very happy. She had a lot of trauma and pain, and she was stuck in that place. And I made that conscious decision to look for something more, to look for a way to break out of that identity and create something new for myself. So you can check out that training for support with this. Comment down below any thoughts, and I would love to hear from you. And if you haven't, please give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you on the next video. And remember, you have the power right now in you to determine who it is you want to be, how you want to see yourself, and how you want to see the world. So what illusions are you ready to break free from, so that you can become who it is you are meant to be, and so that you can become limitless? It's your time. Bye, guys.